The 67th annual Emmy nominations revealed right there from Aduba and Deeley, and some really nice excitement from them as they learned that they were nominated.
Yes.
Adweek's TV writer Jason Lynch is here to help me break it down. First of all, were you surprised that was nominated?
No, she's an Emmy winner in the past, and that I've said before that you could fill all of the nomination categories with the cast of that show. They're so great. But even among a wonderful list of people, she rises to the top. So that was a very well-deserved nomination for her.
All right, let's talk about the lead actor and the people who were nominated there.
Yes.
Who stands out? Any surprises?
Well, it's interesting because, you have this mix of the new blood, as I was saying before, and then those people who have just been around for years and years. And I think that, Emmy voters kind of reflexively vote for a couple of them. So Bob Odenkirk, it's great that he's in for Better Call Saul, and that was terrific. Kevin Spacey, House of Cards. I feel like that show is perhaps not as good as Emmy voters think that it is, but that is a show that's just going to be there year after year. Same with Jeff Daniels in The Newsroom. It was the last season for that. He is a previous Emmy winner. He's back. Kyle Chandler, also a previous Emmy winner, is a slight surprise for Bloodline, but it's always great to see him in there. He's a terrific actor.
Right, and as we mentioned before, this could be Jon Hamm's last try.
Yes, it certainly could. It's his last shot at an Emmy. I hope he gets it.
All right, let's talk about the lead actress category now. We're going to show you the list of who got these nominees. Yeah. Who surprised you here?
There was no surprise. There was a pleasant surprise in Tatiana Maslany for Orphan Black, who I kind of had already just written her off as being somebody deserving who would never actually get it. But Viola Davis and Taraji P. Henson to get in for two outstanding performances for two new shows, Empire and How to Get Away with Murder. It's great to see them on, and it's also a relief because I wasn't quite sure that Taraji would get in there, and it's very well deserving.
All right, let's talk about a lead actor in a comedy series. You were very excited when Anthony Anderson was named from Blackish.
I was not expecting Anthony Anderson and also Will Forte. There was both very pleasant surprises, gave great performances. Again, as I said, it's really hard to break into this category as a first-timer, and they both did it. But also great to see Louis C.K. back. Matt LeBlanc is in that category again. I feel like he's just going to be nominated for every year of the show. But then the best... I'm most happiest about Jeffrey Tambor, who I hope walks away with the award on Emmy night for Transparent. It's just an absolutely fantastic performance.
Okay, let's move over to the lead actress in a comedy series. Amy Schumer was mentioned, which is she has really been doing well.
Yes, yeah, this is her summer, absolutely. Again, you have Edie Falco, who's back. Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who is really like the one lock out of anybody to be nominated, and I think will win yet again. It's Amy Poehler's last year to win for Parks and Rec. Like Jon Hamm, it's amazing to me she's never won for that role. I'd love for there to be a way for her to get it. And Lily Tomlin for Grace and Frankie on Netflix was kind of a little bit of a surprise, but Emmy voters do really like her, so she was able to get in there. And then Lisa Kudrow for The Comeback, coming back, 10 years after the original season of that show, and back in an Emmy contention.
There's a lot to look forward to. Let's talk about the late night talk show and variety series, because we've got 3 last-time shows in this category.
We have Colbert Report, Jon Stewart doing The Late Show and Late Show with David Letterman. However, I think even though as much as there'll be a temptation to give the award to one of those 3, I think John Oliver's show, which also got a nomination, that really has the momentum and excitement, and I wouldn't be surprised if that one would end up walking home with the Emmy.
All right, how about the outstanding comedy series? Modern Family is there again in the pack. It is. How many years in a row now is this?
They have won.
6?
I want to say they've won 5 years in a row.
Okay, yeah, this would be its 6th straight Emmy.
Yes. So and they're back in there again. Transparent and especially Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. I was really excited for that to be in there. This was a show that was developed for NBC. NBC realized that it probably wasn't going to work on their network, and they gave it to Netflix, and Netflix kind of embraced it lovingly, and has and lo and behold, here we are with an Emmy. And NBC has Parks and Recreation, but that show is off the air. So NBC kind of has been shut out of the comedy category with Parks and Rec leaving now, and one of their shows is now reaping the Emmy Awards on Netflix.
How about the outstanding drama series? A lot of, well, I guess some newcomers. We've got plenty down this list. We got Game of Thrones.
So we have Better Call Saul, which is basically taking the Breaking Bad slot from last year. You have Downton Abbey, which for me, okay, enough is enough. I know Emmy voters are going to nominate it, but I feel like, okay, it's time. Its time has come and gone. Game of Thrones, which is back again. Homeland, which, again, they're holding on to. House of Cards, Mad Men, one last shot at, taking home several Emmys in the past. And then Orange is the New Black, which, as we mentioned before, was in the comedy category last year, and because of some changes in voting and Academy rules, has now shifted over to drama.
Okay, now did anybody get left out? Any snubs out of all the lists?
Well, the big snub is one I knew going in, and I've kind of resigned myself to the fact that The Americans, which is one of the best shows on TV, is just never going to get the Emmy love that it deserves.
Why?
It's a show that has a very small but a very loyal fan base. Matthew Reese and Keri Russell are both very worthy of acting nominations in the show itself. And FX has kind of a mixed bag when it comes to Emmy success. They do great with the miniseries. American Horror Story nominated again, but when it comes to some of these other series, it's a lot tougher for them. And sadly, this is the third year running that The Americans is going to go home with no nominations in any of the big categories.
All right, Jason Lynch, Adweek's TV writer. Thank you so much for breaking it down for us, giving us a little perspective. And the Emmys are going to be on September 20th.
Yes.
So we're going to have a lot to look forward to there.